It should actually be working now. Let me turn this down just a little bit more. Okay. Can you guys hear me all right? Let me check. Make sure everything's set up all right. We are currently live from what I can see. There we go. If you are here, welcome to the stream. I hope you are able to enjoy this while I fix all these technical difficulties, because I am not used to live streaming whatsoever. So let me post this in the Discord server. I am not a live streamer. I will not pretend to be. I am just doing this so I can talk to you guys while I play some Metroid Fusion, one of my favorite games of all time. So okay, and here we go. So this has always been one of my favorite games. I've loved Metroid Fusion since I was a kid. It's probably my favorite horror-ish game since probably, like, I don't know, since I was younger. So let's get right into it. This is Metroid Fusion, and let's begin. Okay. And this might be used for a future video. I'm not denying that whatsoever. Alright. Alright, here we go. I suck at Metroid games. I suck at games in general, which you guys are going to come to learn while watching this. Generally, I'm one of the worst video game players you'll probably ever watch. No joke. But I enjoy playing them a lot. And I don't know. I've always had a soft spot for Metroid Fusion. It's just always been one of my favorites when I was growing up. I think its horror elements are really intact in this, even though for the fact it's a kids game. But I think for a kids game, it does a lot. So, which I enjoy. I think a lot of kids games with horror elements can be really good. Like this one, actually, I don't know if would Metroid be considered a good kids game? I have no idea. I could be completely wrong. So, but you guys can correct me if you think I'm wrong about this being a horror game or not. But this has always been one of my favorites. But this is not going to be a serious playthrough at the game at all, because I suck at games. This is not going to be like you're watching a speedrunner here. You're just watching me talk about the game. And also, if you want to just talk in the chat, I am here to answer questions. Especially, also I wanted to be up here because of my newest video being out, so I could talk to you guys about the new video if you guys want to talk about it. That could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. And someone found a cure. Ooh, it's the Metroid. I don't know though. People always fight about which one is the best Metroid game, but I think I have no idea actually, because I really like Super Metroid. I also really like Metroid Fusion, but I don't know. It's always been one of those franchises that I've played a lot of when I was a kid. I remember getting this on the Game Boy Advance when I was younger, and it's just always been one of my favorites. I do need to ask though, if anyone's been watching like any analog horror series, like if there's any new ones I've been missing, because I don't know. I know the Mandela Catalog got the new one, which is what I covered in my one this week. And then there's been some new stuff, but most of it's been pretty iffy. Has there been anything that's been really good recently, though? I really want to see another really good one, if that makes sense. There hasn't really been many good ones to me recently, but I think that's just internet horror in general. There's always been kind of a iffiness to it. Sometimes they can go through periods of being really good. Sometimes it's really bad for a little bit. I know, like a couple of years ago, the internet horror was almost unwatchable. So, but analog horror came in and kind of fixed that. Here we go. The actual game starts now. I forgot how fucking long that intro is. Holy shit. So here we go. And feel free to chat if you want to. I'm here to talk. That is the whole purpose right now of what I'm doing. Oh, and we're losing frames. There we go. There's been an explosion in the corner. Don't forget that salmon. Stop at the navigation room on the way up lake from there. Is your objective clear? Yes, it is clear. Now go to the quarantine bay. I do need to ask, what is... I don't know. I always forget how linear this game is. It's really just a straight line. But, I mean, that's not really a bad thing. Sometimes linear games can be good too. Now, do I think this is as good as Super Metroid? I have no idea. It could be. I love both games, and I can't really say which one I like more. I think Super Metroid is objectively the better game, but I enjoy both a lot. I find myself playing both of these games a lot in my free time. I do actually own Super Metroid on the SNES, which is nice. And so, what was it? Ah! I suck at this game so fucking bad. I forget. So I have to go back this way. Yeah, internet horror has been kind of dry right now. I think that we need something new to come in. It's been a slog right now, but who knows? Maybe we'll get something crazy in a couple months. That's what I'm hoping, at least. We haven't gotten something like we've gotten a lot of the like Mandela Catalog stuff, but we haven't really had anything super crazy recently. I'm waiting for something to happen with The Oldest of You. I think The Oldest of You could do something crazy right now, but I could be wrong. I have no idea. He might. Actually, I don't know. really intrigued to see where he goes with that, because I watched the new one recently. I think it's like Restless or something, and I found the horror of the new one to be pretty good. I wasn't, but it wasn't as good as part 3, but I think part 4 was still like an intriguing way to go. So I'm also trying to stray a little bit away from internet horror, not completely, because I don't know, internet horror comes and goes, and like right now is a dry spot, which has me a little bit worried. So, but who knows? I could be completely wrong. Internet horror it changes by day, I swear. Like some days it will be like dead, and then the next day it could be crazy. But I don't know. I feel like it needs a new medium. It's, if not, just put more effort into storytelling and visuals. Yeah, that's my main problem I've had recently was people keep focusing so much on jump scares and are forgetting the story a little bit. Like, it's not really being focused on the story, because with how low budget a lot of the stuff is, you should be focusing on the story, but it's not, that people aren't really doing that, which I don't really get. We're seeing a lot of stuff that's using jump scares and cliches, like we did with creepypastas a couple of years ago, when that fad started to die out. And that's what's got me worried about it, because creepypastas went through that phase, and now I feel like we could go through the same thing with analog horror soon. SCPs did the same thing, the backrooms did the same thing. You never know, though. It could blow up again. I have no idea. Let me know if the stream is like really messed up, because that can happen sometimes, and it's a little annoying, but we do what we can here. Got some missiles. Back to the navigation room. Here we go. A special type of experience site. You'll see. Is your objective clear? Yes. Missiles are your only hope. Don't hesitate to use them. Yeah, I know. We'll be good. We got this. It gets jittery, but cursed stuff. That's very couple. Okay. Yeah. I don't have the best Wi-Fi where I'm at, so don't expect perfection here. But I am trying to keep it from freezing. My the streaming software I use kind of also isn't great, because my computer does not like it. But there's what was it? But I don't know. I don't think there's been anything that's came out recently. The Mandela Catalog Part 5, I already made a video on. And I was surprised digital horror has slowed down significantly. It's not doing what it was before. Because stuff like Chainmail Chasers is really cool, but it's not hitting the levels it was a couple months ago. I don't know if either there's just not a lot to go with, or what, but something's going on. Boom. Ah. Ah. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. Glad you liked the videos. What'd you think of the latest one? I hope you liked it. Because I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do for next week yet, exactly. I have an idea of what I'm going to do. I have like a script done, but I don't know. Because it's always weird making a script sometimes, because I have a lot of ideas, but I don't know which one I actually want to do for that week. Boom, boom. Energy tank. Boom. Come on, turn around. There we go. That was fast. I win. Well, that was a... I just realized for you guys that was a complete and fucking mess for you guys, wasn't it? Fuck. It's actually pretty decent. So, I don't know. I was actually surprised when I went hugely popular, but... I was actually, when I first saw you weren't a hugely popular YouTuber, but the effort you put in... Oh, thank you. I'm surprised myself sometimes I'm able to do these once a week, because I don't know, I put like quite a bit of time into these, but they're all very scripted. I don't do a lot of like non-scripted stuff, which I think helps, but also it does make the process take a little bit longer, because I used to not script, actually, surprisingly, back in my older videos, and when I came back about a year ago, I started scripting everything, and I think that made a pretty big difference in the level, as well as just progress in my editing abilities and all that stuff. Because I was young when I started this channel, and some of my stuff is still out there, and it's pretty cringy, but there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. But I keep it up just for the history. It's fun. Let's see, where am I? It says here. Was invited by SAX. Oh, not SAX, the X parasite. Sector 1 is a simulation of... Take the first elevator. No, we don't see the SAX till we get down there. Now I remember. It's been so long since I played this game. Oh. I have to go this way. See what's over here. More missiles. Oh. Here we go. Oh wait, this is the wrong way. I'm stupid. I don't know why I am so dumb sometimes. But it's fine. Oh, we win these. And here we go. This is the big scare of the game. I remember when I first saw this scene scared the shit out of me when I was younger. Like, it stuck with me for a long time. I don't know what it was. It just shows the face. Always has stuck with me. It's one of those things where I don't know what it is. It's just the eerie footsteps and the way it just slowly walks in. And it's just, I don't know. It's always bothered me. More so than a lot of things. I don't. But I have no idea. Here we go. Let's go down to Sector 1. And now we are in Sector 1. I forgot, it literally almost spells it out for you where you're supposed to go. Which I think is honestly a little bit of a breath of fresh air, especially for a Metroid game that's on a handheld. They're already reproducing. Clear all 5 atmospheric stabilizers. Yep. No, get moving. So yeah, I'm not going to this game blind, obviously. But I think that's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know. Because I don't think you'd want to watch me just get absolutely annihilated for like 2 hours. You might get bored. That might bore the shit out of you, seeing me get absolutely obliterated by by the X-Parasite for like a half hour. Boom. And it's dead. There we go. We killed it. Let's go. Yeah, that is half the fun. That is true. But also, I am thinking about potentially at some point covering these games, because I think they do horror extremely well. And I don't know, there's just something I really like about these games. And also, it's kind of a relaxing game for me to play. So while I play these games, I can like talk to you guys and hear your guys' opinions on stuff. If that makes sense. Boom, 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 boom. I'm waiting to see how my newest video does, because I don't know. I'm a little sketched about the idea of it, because I really like the new episode, but I don't know, people don't seem to be really talking about it, which I'm genuinely kind of surprised about, because I think it was one of the better ones compared to like 4 and 3, but who knows, I could be wrong. I am wrong a lot. You'll notice I have a lot of takes that are kind of surprising on stuff. I have a lot of strange takes. You guys will notice. I'm sure you guys have probably noticed over the years or over the past year. I have some takes that are not average, but I don't know. I feel like I can explain them well, which is what matters to me. Space pirate. I haven't seen much of Mandela, but it seems to be a well-commended series. Yeah, I think it's a good series. I think it has some of the episodes have some flaws to me. I think maybe some people are still not over the controversy. That is true. I didn't really want to get into that in the video, but there is that happened with it, and I didn't really want to get into it because it's kind of a shitty situation. I don't really want to take sides on that because it's just not a good situation overall. I think people got on Alex really fast, and it's kind of just oh fuck, I died. I suck at this. I suck at games. I'll have to go through that all over again. But I don't know. It's such a weird situation. I was not really expecting it. So I'm not really a controversy channel. I'm more of just sharing my opinions. I actually am kind of opposite. I really don't like upsetting people. So I don't know. I only share my hot takes if I know it won't. Like, I have a lot of hot takes, but like, I don't want people to get so upset that they have like that people would have like a freak out. So I don't know. It is a little scary because you have to be a little careful. Like, you have to ride like a line because some people get really upset if you have a take that they don't like. I saw it with the Batman video especially. I still think the series sucks, but people got really upset with it. And I was kind of surprised by that. Watch Theft King for controversy. Yeah, the Theft King controversy is really funny. I remember that. Him thinking that he's a god and all that stuff. Yeah, no. That is not what I want to go for. I think that is exactly how you don't handle criticism, especially, I don't know, I think a lot of the stuff that we're seeing now, we're getting a lot of cases of things showing that why you need to be good at taking criticism. Like Urban Spook, for example, his whole thing was that he can't handle criticism like at all. And that got him criticized more for it. And also his series just straight up sucked. So I think... Do I think Urban Spook was the worst series I've seen? No. I think the Batman one was far worse. But that was just my opinion on it. So I don't like Urban Spook series though, to be honest. But I think that the Batman one is slightly worse. If that makes sense. I think people... Not to defend Urban Spook, I think it is a little overhated. Because, I don't know, I feel like it was bad. But I think a lot of the controversy comes from the one episode, which, I mean, fair. Honestly, very fair. The series is not good, to put it lightly. I think the controversy would have been way less, however, if he had just kept his mouth shut. Because, man, does he not know how to handle criticism whatsoever. I'm happy to see that a lot of the other creators are taking criticism very well. Siltrix, for example, was very... Even though I kind of ripped into the series, he did take it fairly well. People eat the Batman series up, but the creator's just been spitting those out. Yes, he has been, and that was one of the reasons I made that video, is because the series is not getting better from what I've seen. It's actually, from what I saw, the latest one was actually just as bad, if not worse. And I don't really get the love for it whatsoever. I mean, I'm not usually a very negative person, but I just don't get the appeal of it whatsoever. It's just not. It might just not be for me, but I don't know. I don't see the positives in it. It's just kind of a bad series to me all around. It gives me very early 2010s creepypastas vibe, like not in a good way. More like a Jeff the Killer, Sonic.exe kind of vibe. I will say I'm grateful that every time I've criticized someone, they have responded in a pretty positive light. I think the only one that didn't was Urban Spook, but I was not expecting a positive response from him in any way, so. The most recent videos like I've been, and then, yeah, 10 seconds are creepy. Yeah, I did see that. The Walton Files is a good example of a good series in my opinion. Yeah, I do like the Walton Files. I think the Walton Files did like the FNAF style much better than a lot of the other FNAF style analog horrors. I think people focus a lot on the weird art style, but I think considering the fact it was made on someone's phone, people talk and say that I don't consider the format that was made in. I do. Like Walton Files, the reason why I am able to overlook some of the flaws with it is because I know it was made by someone on their phone. So it's same with the what's it called, the Man in the Suit. It's gonna be a lot more because I think the stories themselves are still quite good. It's not, even if visually it's a little lacking sometimes, I think that for what they were doing, the visuals and the storytelling is quite on par, if not better than a lot of the other stuff out there. Walton Files especially, I think, does this well, because, I don't know, I think the animation, even though it's pretty simplistic, does push the story forward at almost every possible angle, which is exactly what I want from a horror story. I don't think you should be doing anything visually if you don't know how to make it make sense for the story. Because, like, what's the point in the visual if it's not going to connect with the story at hand? At least it's just my thoughts. But yeah, I have noticed that he has been doing that, the 10 seconds of creepy message and just like advertisements for the rest of it. I think, for example, Dr. Nowhere did a really smart thing by going the more weird experimental route with his newest stuff. I don't know if I'm going to cover it yet, because it's, I don't know, it's a little out of my realm. It's a little bit more like a surreal type of horror, which is a little bit out of my expertise. But I don't know, I feel like people, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the times we're seeing people are expecting almost too little. Like, people say I expect too much, but I think a lot of people are just expecting too little, honestly. Just because it's made in a low budget format does not mean that it gets a pass from me on the story. Because the story, you don't need a budget for it to be good. Because the story is all the written part. Be all majority text. You better have a pretty damn good story. That's just my take on it, though. I don't know if any of you guys saw the Spider-Man one, but that one was just wow. I don't know what happened with that one, but it's probably, I didn't want to make a video on it because I think it might be made by a kid, and I don't want to be like a bully, if that makes sense. Also, it's just not receiving the level of attention as the other ones are. The thing I don't like about Urban Spook is it's hardly has a progressive narrative, and that stretches just past the one entry. Yes, the narrative is kind of a mess. And that's why I will not defend it when it comes to this actual story, because the story is just a fucking mess. Like, there's nothing good about the story of Urban Spook. I don't know. I think it's bad. Just, I don't know. There's so many. Didn't even know there was Spider-Man. Yes, there is a Spider-Man analog horror. I think we're seeing a lot of too much of analog horror, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, people aren't taking their time anymore on it. We're seeing a lot of people rushing it out, trying to get popular off of it. It's the same thing with creepypastas and backrooms. It's people saw you can get popular with it, so everyone's making it. I watched the Spider-Man one at 3 a.m. in Discord with my friend, and we could not stop laughing. Yeah, that's about how my experience went with it. Me and my friends were watching it, and we just laughed our ass off the whole time. It is pretty funny. My hot take was that was about what my experience was also with the Batman one, and because I don't know, when I watched that I was laughing my ass off as well. Oh. Damn. Just give it to me. No. Fuck you. I've messed it up. There we go. I did it. Okay. Is there a boss here? The only thing I noticed about... Oh. Is it's shorter, so you don't notice how boring it actually is. Yeah, I agree. I think that if it was any longer, people would also be giving it the same level of scrutiny as the other ones, but since it's so short, people aren't seeing a lot of the flaws with it. I think if it was a little bit longer, people would actually see what's going on with it, but I don't know. People only... I mean, I think the short span of it is kind of a plus for it, because it makes it almost forgettable, which is kind of a good thing. If you're gonna make something that's not great, people forgetting about it is kind of a good thing. But I don't know, it's a very forgettable series to me. It's not, I don't know, I think that's the worst thing a series can be, is forgettable. I don't know, because I feel like you should be making your series just as memorable as possible and as interesting. And when I say as memorable as possible, it can also be done in a bad way. Urban Spook is a very memorable series, but not in a good way. It's memorable for its bad storytelling and its mess of a plot, and its overusage of shock tactics. But there are ways that you can make it stick in your mind that are in positive ways. I think what we need to see a lot more of is more original ideas, because I don't know, I feel like we're lacking a lot of originality that the genre started off with, because I don't know, it's just not it doesn't feel the same as it did when we first started. Like, this feels a lot more hollow than it did before, because I remember when we first started off with stuff like, I don't know, what's an example of a really good series? I don't know if any of you guys liked Local 58, but I think like Local 58 really exemplifies a lot of the good things about the genre that we haven't really had since. Because I feel like we aren't sticking to the realistic aspects of it enough, because I think my favorite part about analog horror is that I can watch it and be like, this could be real, or this could be, or the feeling of it feels real. Like it feels like a real broadcast. It doesn't feel like something that someone made in CapCut in 20 minutes. But that's just my opinion on it. So I want it to feel like a real thing, if that makes sense. Recharge room. Oh, analog horror slowly turning to content farms. Yes. We're seeing a lot of channels that I don't think actually care about the subgenre and are just trying to make money. Celtrix, I don't want to call them a content farm yet, because while they do a lot of content farm tactics, can't really tell if they're doing it just because they have a lot, they're trying to get popular, but they also love the genre, or if it's just to make money. But I'm not 100% sure. I could be completely wrong. But a lot of the other ones do feel kind of content farmy as of recently, a lot of the new ones. I think I am excited to see, because I know Piggy Soda announced that they are leaving the analog horror subgenre, and I am excited to see where they go with it, because I feel like they could do something kind of crazy with it, but I could be completely wrong. So I think we're seeing a lot of analog horror creators leaving the subgenre. Kane Pixels, I think, has officially left the subgenre with stuff like Oldest. I think it is still technically analog horror, but I think we're going to see a lot of people start to leave it. Like, I don't think I would consider Dr. Nowhere's newest video analog horror. I don't think I'd consider the Mandela Catalog analog horror anymore. A lot of them, I think, are starting to leave that subgenre, and I think it's kind of signaling the death of the subgenre. And people think that I'm wrong. Like, people yell at me that I'm wrong and that I'm crazy, but I think it's a dying breed as of right now. We saw the same thing happen so many times in the past, and it's just, people say I'm just a negative Nancy, but I don't know. I think that we're just going to see what has happened thousands of times now. I mean, it's just what subgenres do. They come and go with time, and I think that we're gonna see it again happen. I think analog horror still has a little bit of breath in it. Like, The Man in the Suit is still going, and I think The Man in the Suit is, the latest one was great. I really like the new one. Do I think it's perfect? No, but I don't think, people seem to focus so much on my score, but anything above a 4, not above a 4, anything a 5 and above is good to me. I think people seem to think that when I give something like a 7 or a 6, that I think I dislike it. Anything above a 5 for me is good. So people, if I gave it a 5 like I gave the Boiled One, people think that I disliked the Boiled One. I enjoyed it. I just thought overall and quality wise it was just okay. You know? Do I think it was the worst thing ever, though? No. I think that what we're seeing now is way worse. Anything worse than League is worse than the Blood One. My hot take, though, is I do think the Blood One is the worst thing that Dr. Nowhere has created by, like, a lot. And yeah, for a bit around D&D, I could be kind of interested. So what would your idea be around it? So, do you have any, like, plans, or? Because what I do with my scripts is I like to plan things out. I do like an outline every week of what I'm going to cover in each one of my plans. And I do actually write my own stories. I just don't post them on YouTube. I am trying to get into Hollywood, but who knows if I'll ever will. That's the goal. That's my end goal here, but who knows. I would love to be a writer, though. That's what I think makes my takes on stuff a little bit unique, is that I am a writer. I have written some stuff in the past, but I'm not like, I don't call myself crazy good at writing right now. I'm just about average. I hope to see it get better though. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I forget. I haven't played this game in a while. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, come back here. No. I do need to ask, is the Walton Files technically dead? Because I have no idea if it's completely died or if it's just taking a break. So, because I know some creators have stopped. Like Local 58 is technically over. The one I need to watch still, I've heard is good as Dream of Insomniac, but I watch Pasture stuff, I've never watched that. I don't know, it doesn't really seem up my alley. Like a lot of the other ones that I gave positive scores did. So, I'm really a big fan of body horror stuff. So, like, this game is up my alley. I really like weird body horror. That's kind of my thing. He's making a new video in a couple months, he said. The Walton Files guy, I'm guessing. I'm excited to see where it goes then. Because I think some of the acting in the Walton Files is probably the best in the subgenre. That scene with the kids in the car, just goddamn. I will probably never forget that. That was insane. I will always remember that scene. It's stick in my brain forever. I remember that part, and then the crazy, and then just the incident. But the idea is wrong to describe first D&D computer game. Lets you play by yourself by generating players and have an AI DM or allowing players to DM for AI players. I have not played D&D, so I need to ask, what is DM? I don't know what that means. Not to be rude or anything, I'm just asking because I have not played it. I know I have a lot of friends that do, but I've actually truly never played D&D, which I know might shock some people, but that's just never a game I've actually played. I actually don't play a lot of games, surprisingly. I'm more of a... When I'm not working, I'm more so just... The end where you see it. Scared the crap out of me when I first saw it. Yes. Dungeon Master. Ah, okay. Thank you. I'm a little uneducated on this shit, so... that makes more sense now that I know what it means. Thank you for the clarification. What really surprised me was the fact that people seem to defend the Batman one like crazy. I was not expecting to get the level of defensiveness from the fan base of the Batman one, because I don't know, I don't really understand why people are defending it so much. I feel like there's way better stuff out there to defend, and this just wasn't one of them. But I could be completely wrong. I just could be crazy or whatever. But who knows? I do have a lot of wrong takes. So... But I don't know. I feel like I wasn't wrong on the Batman one. I don't know. Die. But yeah, I think that could be a good idea, honestly. Is Batman fans is not horror fan? Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like I watched it, and I am a fan of Batman stuff. And I don't know, it just didn't work for me. Because, I don't know, I've read a lot of the Batman stuff. But, I don't know, it just, I don't think... I think the writing was just too cliche written for me to enjoy it. But, I could be, that's just my take on it. I do have a lot of weird takes. I have noticed, though, a lot of people, like on Reddit, for example, have been giving the series quite a bit of pushback because of how popular it's gotten. So... on Batman Who Laughs. I think the design is cool. I've read some of the stories and I think it's a little cliche, but I think like the idea itself is could be good. I think it's just, I don't know. It's like everything. There's like some parts of it I like, some parts of it I don't. Do I think it's like the best version of evil Batman? I think that there could be a better version. But do I think it's better than the Batman analog horror series? Yeah, by quite a bit. I don't know if anyone... I think that we could see a good Batman analog horror series if we got something closer to like Scarecrow, if that makes sense. Where am I? Oh, I'm still in second. Why did I forgot. I haven't saved in a while. I think the idea of an evil Batman can work, though. I just don't think we've gotten there yet. In particular, Sector 2, the trauma shows Smith X entered this with the help of our unseen saboteur. I'm just gonna put into this. Is this your choice? Yes, I already did this. Did actually a scary character would be good. Yes, I think that there is a scary character, but no one really puts him to use that much, and I think that Scarecrow can be a good scary villain. I think Scarecrow could also make for a good analog horror villain. The idea of something, you could almost make his fear toxin affect the video if you wanted to, just as a thought, but I think that we haven't really seen anything that's been amazing. There is some good scary stuff out there, though. I think scary comic books are really fun. I own a lot of the old EC comic stuff. What I don't understand about is why would you choose to make all the villains still? It's like we have an evil, freaky Batman, now freaky, evil Joker, too. Yeah, that's another thing that's a little weird about it is... what is even the point of the Batman? Because it's just another villain. I think it would have been better if they made the villains just like mental patients instead of like actual villains, because it would have made it seem more like it's all just in Batman's head kind of thing. But who knows? Scarecrow is well done. Yes, I really like Scarecrow in the Arkham games, and I think that perfectly encapsulates why I think it works better, would work better in the analog horror medium than Batman. But I don't know. I think that there's a lot of good ideas that you could go with it, but I think he just chose the evil Batman route, just to gain attention, if that makes sense. Because if he made it Scarecrow, it probably wouldn't have gotten the level of attention it got. And yes, the Arkham games are just good. I agree completely. I used to play the Arkham games all the time growing up. That was like the shit growing up. Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, Arkham City. I don't know if any of you guys played those games, but I remember how even the Killer Croc section was scarier than the Batman analog horror to me, because I don't know, I felt myself getting scared relentlessly by the Killer Croc section. By the Killer Croc section when I was growing up, because I don't know, the way he would just jump out of the water and grab you was scared me really bad when I was a kid. I think literally almost every other villain could have worked better than Batman. Like, there's a lot of good stuff to work with there, but they just didn't use it. So, except for maybe like a stupid one from like the old comic book runs, but like the one-off ones that are kind of goofy. But who knows? I could be completely wrong. There could be something like completely amazing. Oh, I have. I will be back in 1 second. I am going to be like not even a minute. Okay, I will be right back, and I'll get back to your question when I get back. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that break right there. I'm getting tired of Suicide Squad and Harley Quinn media and from DC in general. See, I liked the one by James Gunn, but I think that the other Suicide Squad stuff was pretty miserable. But that's just my opinion on it. I don't know. I feel like we could see a lot better stuff, but we just haven't been getting a lot of good stuff from comic stuff recently. Marvel especially, I think, has been falling off quite a lot. I won't even consider myself a Marvel hater, but man, some of their stuff has been really hit or miss recently. Let me check to see how my video's been doing. Been a little while since I checked. Suicide Squad got an anime? That's hilarious. Why did it get an anime? Why would I think that's a good idea? It's such a bad idea. Oh my god. Sorry, 1 second. Private. There we go. Now we are back. What was the anime called though? I have not heard of the Suicide Squad anime, and that sounds pretty hilarious. First question is, why is that a thing? Why do we allow that to be a thing? I'm gonna fucking die again. Please don't kill me. Thank you. Okay, there we go. I love the footsteps in this game every time I hear that thing. I like stuff like Adventures of Superman that Injustice popped up. Yeah, wasn't Injustice like actually kind of a good idea? With like, I don't know, wasn't it's the one with like Superman killing everyone, right? It's been a while since I've read a Superman comic, but if I remember right, a lot of the new stuff is kind of hit or miss. Oh, I need to save. I'm not dying again. Yeah, he killed Giselle. I need to ask. So they called. That sounds honestly kind of terrible. Is it doing well? I have never heard of this, and I kind of wish I'd never had. That sounds kind of miserable. This is good with it's just all that came after it. Yeah, I think people saw that Injustice was so successful and they wanted to capitalize it. Because, I mean, it's like everything else with every other film company. As soon as something like that becomes super popular, you're going to see like 100 things. Film and comic book companies, like as soon as one becomes popular, every other one for a little while is going to be that, try to be that thing. Ah! Why did it change? Oh, this is a fucking mess. What the hell? What the fuck? Why is my thing being miserable? We're gonna have to come back on, aren't we? I'm apologize.